This video is a review of Advantest financial results for the second quarter of fiscal year 2025, covering the period from April to September 2025. Advantest develops and manufactures semiconductor testing equipment. It is one of the world's leading suppliers in this field and a key partner for major semiconductor makers like TSMC, Intel, and Samsung. In the second quarter, performance exceeded the forecast announced in July, with sales approaching the record level achieved in the first quarter. Operating income and net income also surpassed the July forecast. Compared to the previous quarter, both figures declined due to an increase in expenses, mainly from changes in the product mix and one-time costs related to growth investments. Advantest has revised its full-year forecast for fiscal 2025 upward. This reflects stronger than expected results in the first half, and the fact that the adjustment phase initially expected in the second half has been offset by accelerating demand for testers for next-generation devices. Advantest has also raised its financial targets under the 3-year medium-term management plan. This revision is based on robust demand related to AI, enhanced production capacity, and the expansion of market share. In the second quarter, sales increased by 38% and operating income rose sharply by 70.7% year-on-year. Net income also grew significantly, up 75.1%. The weaker yen also contributed to the strong growth in both revenue and profit. Trend and the outlook for semiconductor tester market in 2025. AI-related demand continues to drive growth, while automotive and industrial demand remain weak. Visibility has improved as global AI data center expansion supports confidence in a favorable business environment, though geopolitical and currency risks persist. Advantest raised its 2025 forecast for SoC testers due to stronger AI demand, while the memory tester market is expected to remain stable with a high level of activity. SoC stands for System on Chip, which is a single chip that integrates all the components of a computer or other electronic system, like CPU, memory, and peripherals. Overall, the total semiconductor tester market in 2025 is expected to grow about 44% year-on-year. In the test systems business, SoC test system sales declined slightly from the previous quarter due to early shipments in the first quarter, mainly affecting HPC and AI-related devices. HPC, or high-performance computing, refers to powerful computer systems designed to perform complex calculations and process large amounts of data very quickly. Sales for other devices, including smartphone application processors, increased, keeping overall SoC sales at a high level. Memory test systems saw strong growth, especially in high-performance DRAM testing. DRAM, or dynamic random access memory, is a type of computer memory used to store data temporarily while a device is running, allowing fast access for processing tasks. Sales of device interfaces and test handlers also rose. In services and others, sales grew thanks to higher demand for support and maintenance of installed systems and increased sales of nanotechnology products. In the second quarter, in Taiwan, sales declined from the previous quarter, mainly due to lower shipments of high-end SoC test systems. In contrast, sales in South Korea and China increased. This growth was driven by higher sales of SoC test systems as well as memory test systems. Overall, the increase in sales from other regions offset the decline in Taiwan. As semiconductor manufacturers place greater emphasis on quality assurance, Advantest believes it is well positioned to benefit from rising global demand for testing solutions. Advantest has revised its full-year forecast for fiscal 2025 upward. Net sales were raised by 115 billion yen, and net income was raised by 53.5 billion yen from the previous forecast. The upward revision reflects continued strengthening of customers' quality assurance requirements, especially for advanced semiconductors, which is driving higher testing demand. With higher sales and scale benefits, the operating margin is now projected at 39.4%, above the previous estimate. For the second half of fiscal 2025, Advantest assumes exchange rates of 140 yen to the US dollar and 155 yen to the euro. A 1 yen depreciation against the US dollar is expected to have a positive impact of 2.9 billion yen on operating income for the full year, while a 1 yen depreciation against the euro would have a negative impact of 0.3 billion yen. If the yen continues to weaken, there is a possibility of further revenue growth. Advantest's shareholder return policy targets a cumulative total return ratio of 50% over the 3-year midterm plan period through dividends and share repurchases. In line with this policy, Advantest has decided to increase the interim dividend for the first half of fiscal 2025 to 29 yen per share. The minimum annual dividend for the full fiscal year will be 30 yen per share. In addition, during the current midterm plan, Advantest has already conducted 2 share repurchase programs. A new share repurchase program of 150 billion yen is also planned. Stock price. This chart over the past year shows the stock price in Japanese yen at 22,120 yen as of October 29. This chart shows the stock price in US dollars at 126.38 as of October 28. After this earnings announcement, the stock hit the upper limit, rising 22%. Overall, Japanese stocks have been rising, but semiconductor stocks have been especially performing well, driven by the booming AI market and support from Sanai Takaichi policy. Current PBR is 26.35 and PER is 58.5. The annual dividend minimum is 30 yen, but the dividend forecast has not yet been disclosed. Compared with the past few years, the stock looks expensive in terms of PBR and PER. As a result of rising stock prices driven by optimism for the semiconductor market, the shares have become somewhat expensive. Conclusion. Advantest delivered strong results in the second quarter, with sales and profits exceeding forecasts. Supported by solid demand for AI and next-generation devices, Advantest raised its full-year outlook and medium-term targets. Advantest also announced higher dividends and a new share repurchase program, reinforcing its commitment to shareholder returns, while positioning itself for continued growth in the global semiconductor testing market.